Hi everyone, and welcome to another class on my channel, Tom Yoga Om. I've just come back from a hike up in the mountains here in New Zealand, and my legs are feeling really tired and achy. And so I thought that today we could do a yoga class just based on stretching the muscles that you might feel are a little achy after a hike, just like mine. So whenever you're ready, just hop onto your mat, make sure that you're feeling comfortable, and let's get started. The first thing I'd like you to do is just to make sure that you're comfortable sitting here. So if you want to, you can elevate the hips or just find a comfortable seat. And just to tune into your body to begin with, make sure your hips are nice and grounded. You can rock from side to side to feel the sitting bones in the floor. Make sure that your knees are relaxed, that your arms hang, your hands rest on your thighs. And imagine that there's a string pulling up from the top of your head and lengthening your spine upwards, and you can kind of tuck your chin down to kind of get that sensation happening. And relax your shoulders, relax the muscles of your neck, and just take a deep breath in through your nostrils, down into your belly and up into your chest. And to release a little bit of tension, to bring ourselves closer to the class, let's sigh out of the mouth to drop out and to let go. Just keep breathing like that. Just keep that breath flowing in and out. Inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling out of the mouth. And start to notice the body that you're working with today. Let's begin by focusing on the energy within your body. Just notice, do you feel alert or tired? Or restless? Or calm? And just notice what comes up for you when you think of how your energy is doing right now. Just being present with whatever you're feeling, and making space for it to exist. And accepting that it's okay to feel maybe a little bit different to where you'd ideally want to be feeling, or feel like your energy's a little different to maybe where you'd like it to be. And next I'd like you to notice your physical body. So take your attention to your arms and your legs. Let's start there. And your hands and your feet. And just notice what's going on. For me, I personally notice that my hands and my arms and my legs and my feet are all a bit achy, a bit heavy, a bit tired. And I notice that that is reflecting into my body and making me feel a little bit sleepy, making me feel a little slow. Next, I'd like you to take your attention to your mind. Take your attention to where your thoughts are and how you're feeling, where your emotions and your mood are taking you, and how that changes and how it's maybe changed since you first started sitting here. Just notice what's been coming up for you recently. Notice and reflect back on the things that you've been confronting, that have maybe been challenging you, serving as obstacles in your life. And whatever emotion you associate or feel when you think about those things, I want you to just trust that it's okay for you to feel that. And to just let it sink in, to let yourself drop into your body, to stay present, and to resist that urge to change things, to make them different, to make them better, to move away from them even. This may be the ego part in me that really wants to teach classes, or a class today rather, with a little bit more energy and lightness. But I think it's important to just teach you from a place that's true in me, to share with you that right now my body is feeling achy and heavy and sleepy, and that's where my energy's at. And to just let you know that I welcome that energy within me, so that you can welcome whatever energy you're feeling within you. Because I pretty much guarantee we're going to be feeling something a little bit different. And so resist that urge to change, to be something. Resist that urge to want to adapt, to evolve into something better than where you are now. See if you can just resolve to trust that your body will get a benefit from this class, will get a benefit from doing yoga. And that you are exactly where you need to be right now. Even though sometimes that's a pretty bitter pill to swallow. If you haven't already done so, take your breath to your nostrils now. And let's just take this last little moment to take 5 more deep breaths. And to just witness everything that's going on in that energetic, mental, and physical part of ourselves. Two more breaths. Good. And once you've taken that 5th exhale, start to wriggle your fingers and your toes. So just stay sitting for just a moment longer. I want you to breathe in a little deeper into your belly, into your chest. And imagine that you're inhaling in a little bit more energy, a little bit more oxygen, a bit more prana, as we say in yoga, which is just translation to life energy or life force. And as you exhale, I want you to exhale out of the mouth and just release any part of you that might be resisting this time and this moment right now. Just let it go. And then breathe in through your nostrils, breathe in life and energy and vibrance. And resolve. And exhale out of your mouth. Just release that tension. Last one, breathing in. Inhale in deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper. And exhale out of your mouth. Good, let's keep that breath flowing, this time breathing through the nostrils. Sweep your arms up And exhale, float your hands down and start to stretch out through the fingers as you do that. Notice how your shoulders are feeling and try to keep them relaxed as you flow here, breathing in. And breathing out, flowing down. One more, breathing in. And breathing out. Good, then reach your arms out in front of you, same way up to the ceiling, to the sky, breathing in, and exhale, floating them down. And feel that stretch in your back. How do your arms feel? How does your left side feel? How does your right side feel? Can you inhale up this one last time in the same manner and just keep your shoulders relaxed? So breathing in, reach out through the hands, but relax the shoulders. And exhale, keep reaching out and floating down. Good, and then this time bring your hands together and sweep them up. And as you exhale, twist to your left side. Take your right hand onto your left knee. Just look over towards your left shoulder. Feel that twist in the mid-body. Breathe in to sit up taller. And breathe out to twist a little bit deeper, just a little bit. Good. Can you incorporate your neck into the twist? Draw that chin down to lengthen up through the top of the spine. And exhale, twist deeper. Take one more breath here and just focus on noticing how the lungs and the chest and the belly, how they feel as you inhale and how they feel as you exhale. Can you open up into the chambers of the lungs, the chambers around the belly, and exhale, twist a little deeper. Good. After that exhale, just twist back to center, lift up. And exhale, circle to the other side. Turn to the other side rather. Good, looking towards that right shoulder. Breathe into the belly, into the chest, sit up tall. Exhale, notice that midsection. Twist deeper. Good, take 2 more breaths here. And just notice the chambers of the lungs, the chambers of the belly. Think of yourself as like rinsing a sponge here. Using a little bit of strength in the arms to twist deeper, but always keeping yourself feeling safe. And after the exhale, come back to center, reach both arms up, and keep the length in your right side as you drop your left hand down and extend the right arm over to the left. Good. Once you make it here, can you find a stretch from your hip to your fingers and just expand into the right side of the body as you breathe in? And as you breathe out, find that stretch. Make it deeper. Reach further. Good. Press into your bottom hand, reach both arms up. Find the length in the left side of your body. Drop your right hand down, extend over. Find the stretch as you breathe into that left side. And as you exhale, extend the stretch deeper. Well done. Press into your bottom hand, lift both arms up. And as you exhale, I want you to float your hands back behind you, interlace the fingers once they're down, and reach your arms down, lift your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, breathing in. As you breathe out, drop your chin down. Breathing in, lift your chin up. Breathing out, drop your chin down. And really focus on the neck and the sides of the neck, the front of the neck for this last one. So breathing in, lifting up, stretching. And exhaling, dropping the chin down, stretching the back of the neck. Good. Release the hands, bring them out in front of you, sword pose. Reach your index fingers, the pointing fingers, forward, like you got like a pistol grip. Pull your hands apart and kind of draw like a round oval shape through the inside of your hand. So you're kind of drawing a big oval shape here, and that's stretching into the back when you do that. To deepen the stretch, pull your hands apart, take a breath into the belly, into the chest, and into your upper back. And as you exhale, drop your shoulders and your chin, and just round your spine a little bit. Hold there and breathe into your chest, breathe into your back, breathe into your belly. Feel the stretch, and exhale, pull those hands apart more. One more full breath in and full breath out. Good. Just straighten your spine up, lift your chin up, And from here, we're just going to draw big circles with our arms, with our hands. And we're just doing this to kind of warm up the shoulders, warm up the hands. So you're just drawing a big circle, stirring a big vat, mixing a big soup, something else, another example, and come back to center and just circle the other way. So just feel those shoulders. It's just about opening up those like micro muscles that are used to help us draw these circular shapes, these patterns that we don't usually kind of accentuate in our lives. And when you do this, it just means that you can kind of use those muscles a little bit easier. You can utilize them later on without it being a surprise to those muscles because you've opened them up, you've stretched them just by doing a simple shape. Good. When you're ready, take one more breath, then bring your hands back to center. If you're sitting on some bricks, I'd like you to just take them away for now. I notice as soon as I move those bricks, my knees start to fire. Sometimes you feel like a compression in your knees when you sit down like this, and sometimes you don't. And that's okay, but just play the yoga class and just be intuitive about what your body needs today. Not in general, but today. And you should avoid most of the injuries that people who don't do that get. Okay, from here what I'd like you to do is just bring your feet together and, oh, I feel that tightness in the knees now. And it's probably from the hike as well, right? What I want you to do is first, I want you to take your hand underneath your left foot, and I'd like you to take your your right hand underneath your left foot, your left hand on top of your left foot, and we're kind of just flattening the foot out. So we're turning the sole of the foot up. And can you notice that as you do this, and as you start to press your big toe down towards the earth, trying to shine the bottom of the foot up to the ceiling, your knee drops down. You see what's happening there? I just want you to keep doing that, because it's a nice little opener for your hips. Just take a big breath in, big breath out, and just release that left foot. Maybe give the ankle a bit of a massage if it's feeling tight. Bring it to a comfortable position and just change and do the other side. So again, what we're doing here is we're turning the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, pressing that big toe down. Just noticing how the knee drops as you do this. You might also like to massage the underside of your foot with your thumb. Notice if it's feeling tight. It's definitely feeling tight for me after that hike. So just give it a little bit of a massage. There's a little bit of self-care here. Be gentle with those feet. They carry you everywhere. And when you're ready, you can just release the feet, maybe give your ankle a massage. And next what we're going to do is we're going to take a hold of our ankles, loop our hands around those ankles, bring our feet together and sit up nice and tall and just kind of stretch into those shoulders. You feel that, how your shoulders drop down? That's kind of what we want. If you can't sit up comfortably like this, sit back on top of a brick. Or find a way where you can sit up comfortably. Usually the brick will do it. And then what I'd like you to do is just relax through your shoulders and kind of lean back. And then we're going to drop our right ear down to our right shoulder and then circle our chin down and circle up the other side. And just keep drawing these round rotations, massaging into the neck and stretching into the sides of the neck, stretching into the sides of that jaw, stretching into the back of the neck, noticing what's going on. Keep breathing. Once you make it back to center, let's take 2 more breaths rotating the other way. Keep breathing, breathing, breathing. Last one. And then come back to center. It feels good, hey? We don't do that often enough. From here, I want you to just take a big breath in. As you exhale, draw your your feet in close to your hips, and just bend your elbows so you're using a little bit of arm strength to draw yourself forward and round your back down. You should feel a nice stretch in your hips. This is what we're after. Let's take 3 deep breaths here and be really gentle with this stretch. If you want to deepen it, if you feel like your body's ready for that, then you can press your arms down into your legs and just take a couple of breaths here. Two more. Last one. Good, and then gently press down into your feet and lift yourself up. And we're just going to do another stretch for our legs now. We're going to come into what's called fire log pose. And it's when you bring your knees as best as you can above your ankles. And so you're drawing, it's also known as square pose. And so you're drawing kind of like a little bit more of a rectangular shape. When we come into Sukhasana, or the regular sitting pose, we draw our ankles in, right? But when we come into fire log pose, we draw our ankles out. We draw our legs out. And your shins, a good indicator of if you've got it, is your shins are parallel to the top of your mat. Now for some of you, this will feel pretty intense, and if that's you, great. Stay here, feel the stretch. If it's not deep enough for you, what you can do is you can take that shin that's in front, take the foot of that shin and place it on top of the knee of the opposite leg. Right, so it kind of looks like this. You should already feel a nice deep stretch if you're doing that. Take your hands beside you, take a big breath in, and then really gently just let your body weight lean forward. So not drop forward, but lean forward. And come into a nice square pose here, fire log pose. Just drop your chin down, take 2 deep breaths. Make them slow and expansive, and as you exhale, try to soften the muscles where you feel the stretch. One more. Good, and then press into your hands and slowly lift yourself up. And we'll just change sides. So we'll just come back into our regular sitting position. And this time, either you have your right ankle, if you did the left one first, on top of the left knee, or your legs are just as parallel to the top of the mat as they can be, and the knees are above the ankles. And you're just tilting forward. That's all you're doing. For me, I just need a little bit more today. So I'm bringing my foot onto the knee and leaning forward, and you should feel a nice stretch in the hips, maybe in the sides of the leg. Just hold here, find that edge of the stretch. Don't go deeper than that, just hold it there and just breathe. Relax your body here. And as you relax on that exhale, you're kind of training your body to understand that it's okay to let go. To let go of the muscles that are tight and to release tension. Good, it's just a quick one to begin with. We're going to walk our hands back, walk our hands back and come back into a seated pose. Now we've opened up the arms, we've opened up the shoulders and the legs. We're going to move into our yoga sequences now, but before we do, let's do a couple of cat-cows to open up the spine. That's like the last thing we haven't really gotten into. So come down onto your hands and your knees. If your legs are a little tight, as mine are, you just take your legs back one by one, stretching into your hamstrings, which is the backs of your legs. Just feeling that opening there. Maybe moving the foot forwards and backwards. And we'll just take 5 breaths here to either do cat-cows or do any other movement that you want to do to get comfortable to open up. So, and if you need a little bit of guidance, you can just follow me. I'm just going to drop my belly down, tuck my toes under to engage the legs as well. Let my chest shine forward as I breathe in. And on the breath out, flatten your feet out, round your back to the ceiling, draw the chin down. Empty your lungs of air. Just keep it rolling. Find your movement, find your breath, and integrate the two together. Tune into the spine. Notice the left and the right sides. How do they feel? How do they feel different? Where do they feel good? Where do they feel bad? Which parts on the left, which parts on the right feel good or bad? Feel open, feel closed. Feel energized, feel blocked. Just notice what's going on for you. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just noticing it and learning how to tune inwards, how to tune into those more subtler sensations. And it's when you start practicing doing that that your yoga class can really open up, because there's so many subtleties that we can engage with in yoga. And so it's about learning how to tune into them so that we can get the benefit of doing so. So we can get the benefit of tuning into the subtleties of not only our body, but also our mind. And my experience has been that once you learn how to kind of tune inwards in that way, how to tap into those subtler sensations, you can then learn to listen to your body a little bit easier and to treat it and heal it and care for it in a way that's more in alignment with what you need specifically. Just finish your last breath here. And come back to a neutral position. And the last thing we're going to do is just rotate our shoulders over our wrists. Do that 2 times. And then the opposite way. You might feel some crunching in your knees. And the final thing we're going to do in this little pose is we're going to drop our belly down and then circle it to the left, lift it up, circle it to the right and drop it down. So we're just drawing like round shapes with our spine, just to open up into the sides of the spine. Get a nice stretch going there. Your body should start to feel quite good here. Let's deepen our back bend now. Come back to a neutral position. Move your shoulders beyond your wrists and bend your elbows, keeping your elbows above your wrists as you lower yourself down. Good. To begin with, take your hands out wide. Come up onto your fingertips. Press your feet and your hips down into the floor. And as you breathe in, lift up a little bit. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And exhale, think of lengthening down, rolling down like a snake. 2 more. Breathing in, lifting up. Pressing those hips down, pressing the feet down actively, and exhale, rolling the spine down. That's it. Let's do 1 more here. Breathing and lifting up. And find that fluidity and that rolling motion as you lower yourself down. Nice. It feels good for the spine, hey? Take your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, and lift yourself up into a plank or a tabletop. And from here, just lift your back up to the ceiling, press your heels back, and to stretch into our hamstrings, we're just going to bend the knees left to right, just for a breath or 2. Keep the breath rolling in, feel your core engage. And let's take 1 more inhale, and on your exhale, really, really gently and generously bend those knees and keep them bent as you come back into your down dog. Good. Start to bend your knees left to right a little more, exaggerating the movement and feeling the stretch moving into the hips. Press into your arms and feel their strength. Keep your shoulders broad and away from your neck. Very good. And when you're ready, really gently, let's inhale, lift our heels off the floor, reach our hips up, stretching into the calves as you do that. And as you exhale, bend those knees, send the hips back and the heels down, stretching into the backs of the knees, the hamstrings. 2 more. Inhale, lifting up, stretching into the calves, and exhale, pressing back. Good. 1 more like that. Breathing in, lifting up, and exhale, sending those hips back. Good. To keep the muscles and the strength in our body flowing, roll yourself forward now in that same rolling motion. So it's real smooth into a plank position. So inhaling, rolling forward. Move your shoulders slightly beyond your wrists. And exhale, come up onto those toes, lift your hips up and send your hips back, down dog. 2 more. Breathing and rolling forward. Keep it smooth, shoulders beyond wrists. Exhale, down dog. Nice. Can you feel that hamstring opening up in both sides? Breathing in, lifting up. Last one here. Good. Keep your hips nice and high as you lift back. Well done. Bend your knees left to right. And from here, we're going to walk our feet in a really exaggerated way to the top of the mat. Just keep opening those legs up. Once you get to the top of the mat, if you've got bricks, great. If you don't, all good. Take your hands to your thighs. And from here, I want you to bend your knees left to right. Open up into the sides of your hips. And what we're going to do is we're going to deepen our stretch into our legs. But before we do that, let's do a couple of sun salutations to open up the body. And then we'll take some quite unique openers into the legs, just to really open up our legs, to really get a stretch into them and to get them flowing again. But before we do that, let's do those sun salutations. So when you're ready, inhale into your halfway lift, breathing in. Reach out through the top of your head, lengthen your spine, keep those shoulders relaxed, lots of words. Bend your knees and fold yourself down. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, bend those knees, fold yourself down. Good, last one here. Feel your weight in your feet. Feel the grip on your feet as you lift up. And as you exhale, bend those knees, fold down, lengthen your spine. Good, just hang out here. Take another breath in and out. And when you're ready, take your hands onto your hips. Inhale, drop your hips down, straighten your spine, lift your arms all the way up. And exhale your hands down through to your heart center. Let's keep rolling and flowing here. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhale, fold down, bend those knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel the grip of your feet in the floor. Feel their strength, maybe their fatigue. And exhale, fold down. Good. Plant your hands onto the floor. Step your left foot back. And as you do so, just inhale, drop that back knee to the floor. Reach your chest forward. Stretching into that left thigh. Nice sun on my face. As you exhale, step back into your plank. And lower yourself down. Use your tabletop if you need to, of course. Take your hands wide. Inhale, roll up into your cobra. Press your hips and your feet down. Actively. Exhale, think of that snake, that rope rolling down onto the floor slowly. Power up into your plank or your tabletop, breathing in. And as you exhale, come back to your down dog. Bend those knees left to right. As you breathe in, lift your left leg up. Take a big breath in. Press the heel back behind you of that left leg. Not the toes, but the heel. Getting a little bit more stretch there. And as you exhale, step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop the right knee to the floor. So you inhale, let your chest shine forward. Stretch into that right thigh. As you exhale, keep those shoulders relaxed. Step your right foot forward. Let your neck and your shoulders and your arms hang here. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthening, reaching the head forward and the hips back. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Good. Feel the grip in the feet as you lift up. Engage your core. Hands reach up. Exhale them through to heart center. Let's do one more on the other side. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhale, fold. Grip into the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach the head and the hips in opposite directions. And exhale, bend the knees, fold down. Plant your hands onto the floor. Step your right foot back this time. Drop the knee to the floor. Stretch into that hip again. Let the chest shine forward. Exhale, plank. Lower down. Inhale, press your hips and your feet into the floor. Arms wide for this one. Lifting up. Exhale, lengthen your spine down. Roll it down. Nice. Hands underneath the shoulders. Power up into a plank. Find your strength. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Good. And this time, inhale, lift that right leg up, breathing in. Press the heel back behind you, not the toes. As you exhale, step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop the left knee to the floor. Inhale, let your chest shine forward, stretch into the hip. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders and your neck and step the back foot forward into Uttanasana. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, bend those knees, fold all the way down. Take a hold of your arms, bend those knees a little more, and sway your hips from side to side. Good. One more breath here. Full breath in, full breath out. And then release your hands down to the floor. Keep yourself folded. Take your hands flat onto your lower back. And I want you to relax your shoulders and your neck. Bend your knees as much as you need to get comfortable. And breathe into your lower back. Breathe into those hands. And exhale to soften the space underneath them. Lift the hips up higher. 2 more breaths like that. Lift the hips up higher. Last one. Good job. Just let your body hang here. If you want to let your arms drop, you can. Try to squeeze the knees in towards one another. And just let your lower back open up here. Take one more breath in and out. Good. And when you're ready, drop the hips down, sweep the arms up, engage your core. Breathing in, lifting up. And exhale your hands through to your heart center. Good. Step your feet hip distance apart. Just open your palms out to the sides. Tadasana, mountain pose. Just find a little bit of a grip in your feet, in your legs. Breathe into your belly, breathe into your chest. Relax your shoulders and your neck. And if you did go hiking, if you did encounter some mountains, or if you didn't encounter mountains, if you encountered some large boulders or stones, just envision those in your mind. Envision their strength and their stability. And see if you can embody that strength and stability in your body right now. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Keep feeling your feet gripping down. Keep feeling your legs connecting to the earth, your feet connecting to the earth. Your whole body connecting downwards. And take 1 more full round of breath. Cool. Now we're going to move into some deeper stretches for our hamstrings. Alrighty, so what I'd like you to do now is just take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bend your knees, fold yourself all the way down. Inhale up into your halfway lift. And from here, what we're going to do, you might need to look at your screen to see this. You're going to bring your right ankle towards your left big toe. You see that? We're going to bring our right ankle towards our left big toe. And bring your left big toe onto that ankle. And then see if you can bend the knees and step your left heel to your right little toe. So your left heel to your right little toe. So it's going to be a little fumbly. And if you bend the knees, it's a little bit easier to come into this pose. Don't worry if they're not touching. That's not the point. I'd like you to grip down into the feet. Just feel a little bit of strength here and just be really careful with your knees. If you've never done this before, that movement can be unfamiliar. So we're going to move nice and slow. You can take your hands onto your thighs for a bit of support. Then grip down into the floor. And to fold ourselves forward, we're going to breathe into the belly, breathe into the chest. And think of reaching them forward and then straightening the legs and gently folding our bodies down. Maybe taking the hands onto the ankles, to that front ankle or the front and the back ankle. Or our hands onto the floor and just let your spine roll down. You feel that opening in your lower back, just enjoy that so long as it feels safe.
And take 5 deep breaths in and out here. Keep working to lift the hips and straighten the legs. And just breathe through this. Last one. Good, and to come out, bend your knees out to the sides, slowly straighten your legs, lifting up. Bring your legs back to a hip distance apart. Bring your left heel towards your right big toe. Bring your right heel towards your left little toe. You've got to bend the knees to get there. Take a breath into the belly and the chest. And as you exhale, straighten your legs and fold yourself down. Fold yourself forward. Just really try and grip into the ground with those feet. Try to lift the hips up, straighten the legs by engaging the muscles in your thighs. And notice the opening in your lower back. 2 more rounds of breath. Oh, pardon me, 3 more. Just notice what's going on for you in this moment. I got a little bit distracted from some noise outside. Such is life, I guess. When you're ready, you can just bend those knees out to the sides and slowly straighten those legs, bring them to hip distance apart. And this time just fold yourself all the way forward. Nice. Keep your hands grounded, either on the legs or on the floor. Just let your lower back rest by bending those knees. Take a big breath into your lower back. Big breath to rest and to lengthen your spine and release it and relax it down. Good. Then inhale for a halfway lift. And from here, we're going to do some more opening for those hamstrings. We're going to bend the knees, fold ourselves down. I'd like you to take your second and third fingers around your big toes for Padagustasana. Just pull yourself down. Then as you inhale, let's lift up into a halfway lift, keeping holding onto the toes, stretching into the back. And as you exhale, bend those elbows outwards and fold yourself down. Bend the knees if you need to. Let's do 2 more. So inhaling, halfway lift, lifting up. And exhale, bending those elbows and folding down. Last one, full breath in. And full breath out. Nice. And then slowly release those hands. And from here, we've got one more little pose that we're going to do. We're going to take our hands underneath our heels with our fingers pointing backwards. So bring your hands flat onto the floor. You could do it with me. I'm going to bring it flat onto the floor in front of my foot. All I'm doing is I'm turning the hand backwards and placing the hand underneath my heel, like so. And I'm going to lift the hips up as I press my feet down. Notice that's a different stretch for your spine. Press your hands down into the floor. Grip your hands down. Press your feet down, lift your hips up. Keep breathing. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. One more inhale, exhale. Good. After that breath, keep your body relaxed. Just gently drop your hips down. And coming into a bit of a turtle pose variation. It's not really close. Oh, it's close, but it's not really the same thing. And from here, I want you to press those feet down, lift your chest and your chin up. Stretching into the front of the neck, front of the chest. It's really hard to talk when you're in this pose. Alrighty. And when you're ready, you can gently lift your, reach your body forward and just release those hands. And you might find your lower back's a little sore. That is okay. We're going to wrap our hands around the knees.
And then just drop our chin down. And what I want you to do is just really try to breathe and relax and be really gentle and passive about it. Just got 3 breaths here. Two more. Okay, and slowly release down. Drop your hips to the floor. And from here, just take your hands beside you, scoot your hips towards your heels. You might find that the lower back is feeling quite engaged right now. That's totally normal. That's exactly what you're meant to be feeling. I want you to slowly, from the hips, roll your spine down, just like you were doing in those cobras before. You're going to roll your hips down. You might hear a couple of pops in your spine as your spine realigns. There, that's mine. Roll yourself all the way down onto your back, nice and slow. When you get down to this position, you're like, what do I do from here? You're just going to move your arms out to the sides. Come all the way onto your back and rest. Good. Keep your knees bent for a moment. Take a big breath into your belly, a big breath into your chest. And exhale slowly through your nostrils. Get all of the air out of your lungs. Good. And just take 10 more deep breaths in and out here. Relax the muscles in your face. Relax the muscles in your cheeks and your jaw. Your shoulders, your hips, your arms, your legs. And just keep breathing. And resist the urge to straighten the legs. When we bend the knees, our lower back softens. And because we've worked with it so much and because it's so connected to our legs and our hamstrings, I just want to encourage you to give it a rest for a moment. We've got 5 breaths left here. Use this time as your Shavasana. Just breathe. Notice how your body feels. Mine personally feels energized in the legs, energized in the arms. But my mind still feels a little bit sleepy. And I'm kind of enjoying it now. And just accepting that that's a part of the consequences of going for a hike, going for a run, mountain climbing, rock climbing. But I'm using that yoga to keep my body mobile, to keep it active, flexible and strong. It still needs to heal though, it still needs time to rest. Just take one more big breath in and out here. And when you're ready, let's start by bringing those knees into the chest, giving them a squeeze. You can gently rock yourself up to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. Bring your hands onto your thighs. I hope that you are feeling the benefits of this class. I hope that your legs and your body feel nice and open. And I wish you a beautiful day or evening wherever you are. Namaste.